New to the championship this season and driving in the Cooper class is Hamish Brandon. Hello.
How are you doing? You alright?
Would you be Scottish?
Yes, I would indeed. You can tell the name's a bit of a giveaway.
But you've also been doing Scottish minis, haven't you? For how long now?
Yeah, we did 4 seasons up there. We did 2 half seasons just to get in the swing of things, and the past 2 years we've done two complete seasons. So we just felt the time was right to come and try some other circuits.
And is that sort of your main motivation for doing the National Mini Challenge?
Yeah, really. There's circuits on the calendar that I've always wanted to race at. The Brands Hatch in Donington. That my dad used to race. He raced at Brands Hatch. That was his local circuit. So there's places I want to try, and unfortunately, in the main, we race at Knockhill. It's only one circuit. We do a couple of way rounds a year, but it tends to be like Oulton Park and things like that. So at least we'll be able to try a few other circuits further south.
And are you here for the whole season?
Yeah, doing the full season. I didn't expect to be going to Holland, but that should be fun. So hopefully might be able to stay a few days extra over there. So that should be good fun.
Let's talk about the cars. How do they differ between the Scottish Championship and then the Cooper class?
I would say that the power is probably very similar. The key differences are down here we run slicks and wets. In Scotland it's a one make tyre, whether it's raining or dry. You've only got one tyre choice.
As race number 3 prepares to get underway, will Lee Allen be able to push through from 4th on the grid to get that podium win this weekend?
Well, just half the job is done so far. We've got 2 races to go, and ready for race 3. It's Jake Packen and Luke Caudle who lock out the front row in the JCW class from Chris Smith, and the Allen in the Cooper class, Shane Stoney and Josh Gollin on the front row from Hamish Brandon and Ricky Page. So full field of cars once more, getting ready for the starts here. In-car Lawrence Davey, red lights are on. Out they go. Good start from Davey. Good start from the front row as well. Also row 2 off the grid as one. So the entire field surging towards riches for the first time. But once more it's Jake Packen who has converted pole position into the early advantage. Chris Smith and Lee Allen follow through in his wheel tracks. It's Luke Caudle who's been left hung out to dry there on the outside line as the rest of the JCW class work their way through riches. Then the Cooper class arriving with Shane Stoney and Josh Gollin already starting their battle. Lawrence Davey right up onto the tail. Lee Allen trying to freight train his way through into 4th position. That will push Luke Caudle down to 5th. Caudle runs wide, kicks up the dirt, and is momentarily in 5th. Whether or not he'll be able to fight back into pole, we'll see. Yes, he does. So Caudle retakes that 4th position back from Lawrence Davey. Already in pursuit of Lee Allen as the leading duo. Jake Packen and Chris Smith have set about breaking clear head of the field. There they go. Lovely shot. You can really see the speed of them heading into Hamilton before they arrive into the braking zone. Adoggies and Luke Caudle begin to ask searching questions of the Allens. He tries to bring himself up onto the podium. He's being pushed along there by the fact that he's got Lawrence Davey right on his tail as well. So that leading train of cars heads through Williams onto the Bentley Straight for the first time. Now, can Caudle use that slipstream to overhaul the Allen? It's still Packen who leads, with Chris Smith in 2nd, then Lee Allen in 3rd, Luke Caudle, Lawrence Davey and William Davison all over his tail, and then Allen's teammate Chris Paniatu to the back of that train. The challenge this time into the bob hole though is Davison, who dives to the inside of Lawrence Davey as they head through the right-hander. No way through there for Davison, but Lee Allen under real pressure from Luke Caudle, who's looking to the outside at Coram Curve. Let's see if Caudle can make that stick. Side by side, still through Coram into Murray's, and it's Luke Caudle who's got the inside line. That's a lovely move from Luke Caudle to climb up into 3rd position. They head through to complete the first lap of the race. What about the Cooper class? Well, it's Josh Gollin who leads it from Shane Stoney, Hamish Brandon and Ricky Page, with then the next man along being Justin Taylor. Shane Stoney runs a little bit wide there out over the grass. Luke Caudle has got onto the tail of Chris Smith at the head of the field. And we've got the rest of this group fighting for 4th position. Lee Allen with Lawrence Davey kicking up the dust. That could give William Davison the opening that he needs as Chris Smith and Luke Caudle work their way around the hairpin at Montreal. In the Cooper class, it is very, very tight. At the head of the pack, it's Shane Stoney who's just ahead of Josh Gollin. Now, where can Gollin challenge in his low-end racing car? He thinks about the dive to the inside of the Coastal Racing machine at Montreal, and through he goes. So Gollin takes the lead of the Cooper class away from Shane Stoney. Stoney will immediately look to draw alongside as we're in car with Ollie Walker a little bit lower down the Cooper class order, and that, oh dear, I think Justin Taylor may have a discussion about that afterwards, because he was somewhat unceremoniously moved aside as Josh Gollin side by side with Shane Stoney still disputing the Cooper class lead, and it's Shane Stoney who reclaims the advantage, but for how long? Gollin looks to draw alongside him as the pair of them arrive into the bomb hole. Super scrap between the pair of them. As Lee Allen and Lawrence Davey continue their tussle. We've got William Davison and Chris Smiley recovering from far lower down the grid. At the head of the field now we've got Chris Smith. We've lost Jake Packen to a mechanical failure, so it's now Chris Smith who's taken over the lead of the race, with Luke Caudle in second and Gideon Cresswell exploring the scenery. A slightly lurid spin, but he should recover from there. Right, the lead of the Cooper class. Who's it going to be into riches? It's Shane Stoney. Just we'll see that a little bit later on the brakes. He's got the inside line, but then Gollin immediately looking for the inside line as the pair of them sprint towards Montreal, and it's Gollin who goes through once more, reclaims the lead of the Cooper class. Absolutely brilliant battle this, but taking the checkered flag, it is Chris Smith who wins. Luke Caudle in second. What about the sprint to line for third? It's going to be Chris Smiley. Superb performance from Chris all the way from the outside of row 7. And in the Cooper class, well, Shane Stoney has once more found his way past Josh Gollin, and he is going to claim class victory from Gollin. And Hamish Brandon will take third. So let's take a look then at the results of the third race of the weekend, with victory for Chris Smith from Luke Caudle, Chris Smiley in third, Lee Allen fourth, Lawrence Davey and William Davison completing the top 6. In terms of the class results, well, the JCW class, it was Chris Smith from Luke Caudle and Chris Smiley. And what a race we had for the Cooper class, with honours eventually going to Shane Stoney from Josh Gollin and Hamish Brandon.
Yeah, it's nice to go forward in a race. The last two have started third and finished third, so yeah, it's nice to get on the top step.
A terrible start, but after that the car was absolutely fantastic. We got the traction control turned off up into turn 1, got on with it and got second place. We're really happy with it.
We both got fairly even starts, so we managed to start. He managed to get past around the outside on the first corner, and then we were both sort of dicing position from there. So it was really close but clean, so it was good.
Yeah, it was a great race with Shane, as you said, nice and clean, and there were probably 10, 11, maybe even 12 changes of position throughout the race, and yeah, probably made for good spectating.
We're changing things up for the final race with a reverse grid of the top 6 drivers. That's in both classes. The question is, can Shane Stoney for the Coopers manage to push through for a 4th consecutive podium win?
Well, let's see if he can do it. So this is how they line up then, with the reverse grid, with William Davison, Lawrence Davey on the front row, then Lee Allen from third. He is looking for his first podium of the weekend. Shane Stoney make it a clean sweep. Well, lots to do from 6th in a very keenly fought Cooper class. The red lights have gone out and away we go, and as ever the front of the field moves off as one as they sprint along the centre straight on towards Riches for the first time. It's number 19, Lawrence Davey, who's got the initial advantage, but Chris Smiley, then the red car, number 22, is also showing strongly as the JCW runners all cleanly through Riches for the first time. It's been a very, very keenly fought weekend, this one, but actually one which has had very few incidents. Testimony really to the driving standards in the championship, as Luke Caudle looks to squeeze the inside Chris Smith. He's boxed in behind Lee Allen, so the rivals of 2 years ago, well, that is very much back on this season. They are very, very keen competitors, as it's Davey leads from Davison, then Smiley, and then we've got Allen and Caudle fighting over 4th and 5th. And Luke Caudle will be determined to get past the Allen. Allen in turn will do everything he possibly can to keep Luke Caudle behind him, as Caudle gets all crossed up, under braking to Agostini. You can really see just how on the limit Luke Caudle is, as Lawrence Davey enjoys the experience of leading a mini challenge race for the first time, as William Davison runs a little bit wide Oggies. That may give Chris Smiley the opening he's looking for, but no, it doesn't quite. So Chris Smiley instead gets in the situation behind William Davison as they head along the Bentley Straight for the first time, with Davison looking as well to the outside Lawrence Davey. That leading trio breaking clear of the rest of the JCW runners in this early stage of the race, riding over the curbs. On the extra Nelson though was Davey. He loses momentum. That's Davison's opportunity to dive to the inside line of the bob hole. They go side by side, and Chris Smiley waits to plot his route. Where will Smiley be able to squeeze through to the inside? Lawrence Davey moves up into second. Yeah, Lawrence Davey can't really turn into Chris Smiley, so Smiley climbs to second. Davey demoted to third. And what can Chris Smiley do about moving ahead of William Davison, who gets it all sideways at Murray's, and that's just the opportunity that Chris Smiley was looking for, and he may well draw alongside by the time they arrive at Riches next time around. Let's see, over the crest of the centre straight they come. Smiley to the outside line, Davison to the inside, can't see who's got his nose in front. It is William Davison who's been able to withstand that challenge as Luke Caudle and Lee Allen go side by side through Riches. It's Caudle to the outside line, and he may just have made that stick on the Allen. He does, as Chris Smith also attempts to try and fight his way back through around the hairpin at Montreal, and then accelerating on towards Palmer as Shane Stoney looks to move to the fore of the Cooper class, and if he wins the class again, he'll once more win 20 litres of Sonoco fuel, which is the prize in each race this year for the winner of the Cooper class. Chris Smith in pursuit of Lee Allen, who has been comprehensively passed and now dropped by Luke Caudle, who's getting on terms with Lawrence Davey. As having a bit of a wild ride there across the dirt, Ricky Page, he rejoins, having lost several places in the Cooper class, as Chris Smiley now looks to make the decisive move at the head of the field and takes the lead of the race. Nicely judged move by Smiley, the traditional Snetterton manoeuvre down the Bentley straight into Brundle and Nelson on the brakes, and through goes Smiley. Luke Caudle now seeing what he can do about picking his way up ahead of Lawrence Davey, with Lee Allen and Chris Smith still in very close contention. The leading duo, meanwhile, heading through Coram Curve, which tightens into the left-hand flick at Murray's, then propels them once more along the centre straight through to reel off another lap. In the Cooper class, we've got Ollie Walker and Josh Gollin engaged in battle as they fight for second and third in the class. It's Shane Stoney who's worked up to the head of the Cooper class, is running a little bit wide is Lawrence Davey, and that's the opening that Luke Caudle needs, and through goes Luke Caudle. And Chris Smith also gaining ground. It's Gideon Cresswell and Hamish Brandon spot places into Riches. The checker flag has come out, and it's victory for Chris Smiley, who is absolutely overjoyed with that. A super drive from Smiley. So let's take a look at the final results then, with victory for Smiley from Caudle and Smith, Lawrence Davey, William Davison and Lee Allen completing the top six. In terms of the classes within the JCW class, Chris Smiley from Luke Caudle and Chris Smith, and in the Cooper class, success once more for Shane Stoney from Josh Gollin and Ollie Walker. Four excellent races this weekend at Snetterton for the mini challenge, and quite rightly a huge round of applause for the podium finishers as they get onto the rostrum for the final time in the weekend. And now that the hard work of the weekend is completed, once the photos have been finished with, then it's time to let rip with the champagne.
Thankfully we're on the pace, and we're just all we need now is a bit of consistency through the year to try and build our championship points up a bit. And
I've got to thank the team. They put a great car under me all weekend, so yeah, it's great.
Early stage of the championship, but as we leave Snetterton, it's Shane Stoney who leads the way from Josh Gollin and Chris Smith, with Luke Caudle in fourth and Hamish Brandon completing the top five.
4 races in, and it's been an exciting weekend here at Snetterton. There's been quite a few highs, a few blows as well, and of course at this stage of the game the championship title is anyone's. Join us again next time from Brands for more fantastic mini challenge racing.